This episode of Film Riot is brought to you by Domain.com.
Today on Film Riot, my 2013 Christmas list. Welcome to Film Riot, the show that takes the mystery out of the effects and techniques and goes some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and today we are busting out my yearly Filmmakers Christmas list, the gear that I am most interested in and the ones that I think would be of most use to you sexy peoples. And since Black Friday is tomorrow and Cyber Monday comes a couple of days later on a Monday, because it's Cyber Monday, I figured now's the time, baby dude person. Starting right at pre-production, like we usually do, are my selections for screenwriting. I've actually moved on from Final Draft for the most part lately, and I've been using two different pieces of software. The first is Adobe Story, which I have been using when coming to collaborating with folks or larger projects. Best part about it is it's free. There's a pro version for $10 a month, or if you have Adobe CC, it comes with that. But there's also a free version that has pretty much everything that you need to write your script. So, free. Not really a Christmas list item, but hey, there you go. Next on the list is Slugline, which is a $40 app for Mac. What I love about this one is its simplicity. Like I always talk about, I love when the tool that I'm using gets out of my way. And this is the perfect example of that. It is a great tool with all the functionality that I need, but it has a great way of letting you completely forget that it's there so you can just write. Now leaving pre-pro and moving into production needs, we have cameras. Now I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here because these are all very popular as is. Now we're gonna start at the pricier end with the Canon 5D Mark III. Same things I love about the Mark II, but with much needed improvements. However, you are looking at a heavy price tag of over $3,000 just for the camera body, but it gives you full frame camera with excellent video and photography functions. Getting more affordable, we have the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. This one goes for just under $1,000 body only and has the ability for raw images with a Super 16 sensor. I haven't used this bad boy yet, but I have been drooling over it for some time now. Moving on down and more affordable, again we have the T3i, which is holding strong from last year, still my top low budget camera of choice for under $500 body only. And the last in our list of camera magic is not a camera at all, but an adapter. This is the Lettuce Anamorphics adapter. This one gives you the ability to shoot anamorphic footage, giving you wide cinematic images while still retaining all your resolution. We just did an episode on it where you can find all the details right here. Moving along again into camera rigs. Now at the top end of the camera support we have all the Kessler gear, like their amazing sliders, but this year I am really loving the Pocket Jib Traveler. For $600 you get a lightweight and portable jib, probably my favorite run and gun jib to date. Then if you have the Cheddar, Coin, Dead Presidents, for shoulder rigs, it doesn't get better than the Lettuce Master of Cinema Series rigs. I am in love with these. I use them for my upcoming short, Proximity, and they're glorious. However, those are more on the pricier side, so if you're looking for something a little more low budget, try the Lettuce Talon rig. More of a mid-level rig and perfect for run and gun and DSLR shooting. Then on the lowest end of shoulder rigs, we have the Film City shoulder rig. I have not used this myself, but I have heard good things, and for $95, it's definitely worth a look. You get this entire rig for under $100. So if you are just starting out or in the no budget range, this is worth finding its way to your Christmas list. Staying super low budget and under $100, we have the Revolve Camera Dolly Kit, another one that I have not tested but I really want to get my hands on. Looks like you could get a lot of interesting shots with this thing and at a crazy low price too. It also comes with a bit of extra equipment, so you can actually grab some PVC pipes from the hardware store, use the extra gear that they give you and make yourself a low budget slider. I'd say that this is one of the most interesting selections on this year's list for sure. But that is it for the rigging goodness. Now a quick break and then we get to sound and software. Domain.com. We talk about a lot of the places to go to get yourself an internet website place for you to promote yourself on the internet website of places. You need a domain name, you need some web hosting, and Domain.com is affordable, they're reliable, they're easy to use. They got that domain discovery service. So you pick a name and it's like, hey, that name's taken, but guess what? Here are some options for other names so you don't have to do all the legwork of trying to think of another name for your thing that you're trying to do. Also, we got like 2 days left, I think. The Tricky 25 coupon code is only good till November 30th. You can get 25% off your domain name, your web hosting, whatever you get on Domain.com by using the coupon code Tricky25, but it's only lasting till November 30th, so make sure you take advantage and hit that up. When you think domain names, think Domain.com.
Logo.
Jumping right back into the pool of goodness is the audio goodness. We'll start out with some shotgun lovin', starting at the higher end with the Rode NTG3, which has been my go-to mic. It's a $700 mic, so it's actually not one of the high-end mics. It's closer to a mid-level mic, but it sounds like a $1,500 mic. But on the lower end, you have the baby brother to this mic, the Rode NTG2, which you can get for about $270. I am really liking this budget shotgun mic a lot more than the Asden that I recommended last year. Then on the recording side, we have the recorder I use, which is the H4n Zoom. I love this thing. Great quality, very versatile, and won't break the bank at $270. But if you want to spend some extra cash, there is a new H6, which looks delicious. But you are taking your budget up to $400. However, if you have the extra cash, the new features on this bad boy make it well worth it. But if you're not looking to do a two-system recording setup and you want to record right to your DSLR, looking to the JuiceLink systems, I dig these a lot. They're the ones that I use. Very reliable and good audio quality. They have different products at different levels of pricing depending on what you're needing. Moving away from audio, we're not going to talk about lighting this year since all my recommends from last year are pretty much the same, and you can actually check out an episode where I go through all my recommended lighting right here. But I did want to talk about reflectors. This is a 5-in-1 collapsible reflector for $32. You can get a 40 by 60 inch reflector set from Cowboy Studio. It's perfect for no budgeters, as this can be your best friend when shooting outside. Solid size and has all the different surfaces that you're going to need at a crazy good price too. In the software category, most of my recommends from last year stay the same. From the low budget side, you have Final Cut Pro, but my personal choice for editing is Adobe Premiere. Of course, the big change this year is Adobe CC, which would be one of my biggest recommendations this year. Pop that year subscription of Adobe CC right at the top of your list. It comes with every piece of software that you need to knock out a pro film, and that's just some good loving. Another great thing that happened this year was the release of HitFilm for Mac users. This is a fantastic low-budget solution for VFX and a pretty great all-in-one for beginning filmmakers. On the plugin side, I'm still in love with Red Giant stuff. Their Color Suite and Keying Suite are easily the best you can get, and I use each of them on a daily basis. Other musts from Red Giant are Denoiser, which is a lifesaver when shooting with DSLRs, and Pluralize, which is another lifesaver when you are shooting two-system, meaning recording that audio and video in two different locations. Another plugin I'm very interested in is Film Convert. I haven't used it yet, but I am a big fan of film grain when used right, and this has some interesting controls to get really nice and organic looking grain. This one goes for about $200 for specific plugins or $300 for the entire bundle. And finally, the list wouldn't be complete without Video Copilot goodness. I don't really need to say much about this since we gush over these guys all the time, but Element 3D and optical flares are must-haves, along with the new Jet Strike pack that they just released. But that's it. Everything on my wish list that I will send along to the fat man with a threatening letter. Of course, we have some cool stuff that you may be interested in this year on our store, including our sound effects pack, my color preset pack, and other goodies, including our new poster for Proximity, which you can select for it to be signed or not. And if you haven't heard, we are having a massive Black Friday sale tomorrow. For one day only, we are going to have crazy cheap prices on almost all of our digital downloads, so make sure you check that out. If you're considering grabbing something, now would be the time. But that is it for today, you lovely people. I will see you next week when I keep seeing a creepy bunny suit guy.